over by that leader, Chi-Chi, right there in the middle. I want you to picture at her age, very first time ever doing network marketing, very first time doing direct sales, and in 3 years has created the largest business. She is making more money this year to date, than anyone worldwide. Doing an amazing job sharing the vision and being excited about this. So you don't have to know, you don't have to have a past, you're not bringing it, she didn't bring a big team with her. So please don't write that stuff into your brain. That's not what this is about. This is about that passion and that duplication. That's the power of what can happen. Now this next couple coming out also is one of those couples that is full of energy. And if you've ever seen him dance, you're impressed, I'm telling you. Because he has some moves that are just amazing, like Superman. They have done an incredible job of building teamwork, of putting people together. They've advanced to CEO this last year, done an amazing job. And I know many of you know them and have learned to love them, even if you're not on their own team, because they have this contagious spirit about them. Let's welcome CEOs Casey and Diane Schein.
Right, so here we are, tail end of convention, huh? You guys excited to utilize what you've learned these last couple days and blow up your business when we get back home? You guys excited about that or no? Perfect. Well, some of you guys probably have seen Diane and I, we've been running around for the last couple days with a little baby, and that's kind of been our reputation the last couple days, and man, I gotta echo what Tim Sale said earlier. I don't know how mothers do it, man. It's crazy. It's amazing how something so little can drain so much energy from someone so much bigger. I guess I understand now why Mother's Day is like a national celebration and Father's Day is like a dinner, basically, you know? So, but anyways, we're here to talk to you guys about how we have personally built up a culture within our team and how it's helped us to build a bond with our teammates, produce a lot of volume. It was able to help us go title of president, and then just about 3 to 4 months later, go the title of CEO as well. So we want to share with you guys some of the ideas. Hopefully it is helpful for many of you. And I thought, you know what, no better way to talk about this than by starting off with the 21 Laws of Leadership.
How many of you have read 21 Laws of Leadership? One of the most important laws in that book, if not the most important, is the law of connection. And John C. Maxwell says, a leader touches a heart before they ask for a hand. Casey and I absolutely love building personal relationships with our teammates. It's one of our most important things we like to focus on. We love taking them out. We love getting to know what their lifestyle is like, what are their whys, what are their goals, what motivates them. We want to know what they want out of life so we know what we need to do to be able to help them.
Another thing that's said in the law of connection is that, you guys have probably heard this before, but I really want everyone to let this one sink in. That people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You know, we all need to remember that we're in a relationship building business. I think we've heard that probably 100 times today. But if we're not building relationships with our people, trying to figure out what motivates them, what are their hot buttons, what gets them up in the morning, we're not really building this business properly, if that makes sense. You know, a big thing for me is I think to myself, if I take care of them, they'll take care of me. And if you guys have heard Zig Ziglar, he says if you help just enough people get what they want, you can have everything that you want. So the focus should always be on the team and how to help them and how to bring them up. There's a saying that you must first move someone with emotion before you can move them into action. And so we're very big on, you know, what is it that they want? Do we think that they want a team of 100? Do we think they want to go senior vice president? Probably not. That may not be what they want, but that's probably what they need to do to get what it is that they want. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but there's a saying that purpose is stronger than object. Why you want something is so much more important than the actual object that it is. If someone wants to go out there and hit president, why do they want to hit president? What is it for? If there's no purpose behind that, there's not going to be any energy to make that happen. So I want to go ahead and share with you guys some of the things that we've done. We like to look at it as 4 fish. How many of you guys know about the 4 fish, the 4 personality types? So you're gonna notice there's 4 different types of personalities in your business, and we break it down into different kinds of fish.
All right, so the first fish, these are the sharks. These are the people that are money hungry, that are all about the money making bills. All right, the next ones are gonna be our dolphins, and these are the people who just love to have fun and like to party. Where are all my dolphins at? All right, and the next ones are the whales, and these are the people who have a really big heart. And last but not least, the urchins, and these are the analytical type, the people who like to think about everything.
So I'll give you guys an example. We'll use the purity bottle as an example. The sharks love the purity water bottle because they're thinking about how much money it's gonna make them when they're gonna sell it to everybody that they know. The dolphins, they just wanna pee in it and show everybody what it can do, right? You got your whales, they love the filter because one filter could replace 16 pounds of plastic and it's very eco-friendly. And then the urchins, they know everything about the technology, the Zeo sleeve and the patented aquasphere and all the filters and all that. So a big thing that we really stress is we need to speak our downline's language. We're not gonna talk to a shark about dolphin stuff and expect them to get motivated by that. For example, if we're trying to get someone here to convention, let's say we're trying to get a shark to next year's convention. We're not gonna talk about how much fun it's gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of parties, a lip sync battle, there's gonna be all kinds of dances, because then we're gonna be missing the mark. We need to be talking about all the top income earners that are gonna be there. They're gonna get to rub elbows with them. They're gonna get to pick their brain about how they build a 6- and 7-figure income business. That way it hits their hot button, if that makes sense. So, going forward here, we all have a little bit of dolphin in us. How many of us like to have fun? So a lot of us like to have fun, right? If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. If the business becomes just a place for people to make money, we've turned it into a job. It needs, I call it the magic of MLM. It's the whole feeling of a family, that you're having fun. It's not just work, it's something that you look forward to every day. So I believe that there's a retention problem when it's just a place for people to make money and the fun kind of disappear. So, with that said, I want to talk about some of the things that we've done to create some contests and events to build up the camaraderie within the team. This is something called dream building. How many of you guys go dream building ever? Dream building is, what is it that you want? Go out and visit it. If it's a car that you want, go behind the wheel and test drive it. See what it actually feels like. This is a teammate of mine named Elaine. And when this picture was taken, Elaine was only a manager. His business wasn't really moving too quickly. He was putting a decent amount of effort into it, but I knew he wanted an M5. So we went to the BMW dealership. He got behind the wheel. You can tell he had a great time just by looking at his face there. And ironically, within 3 days, he goes the title of director. From an absolute standstill. Today, he sits in front of you as the vice president, but that dream building to expand the mind is so important. Because the saying is, once the mind is expanded, it'll never go back to its original shape. Next is we like to inspire.
Right, this is something we like to do at our call parties and how we schedule our appointments. One thing that Casey really likes to do is take people out in the car for a ride. And Duke always has taught us that our cars are tools, not toys. So what we do at our training events is we set a goal for our teammates to get a certain amount of appointments done on the whiteboard. And the people who perform the best get to have a ride in the car.
So you guys are looking at here, this was exactly 1 week ago. The goal was to do 15 appointments over the next 3 days, but we said, you know what, let's make this a little bit more fun. The top performers get a ride in the Bentley. The team ended up doing almost double what the goal was. So we had 26 appointments over the next 3 days. So I think, they got Garrett, Christina, Eric, they had a good time in the Bentley there. And the key is to show the team what's possible. From there, this is what you just saw, but this is like on crack, or Rejuvenex, I'm sorry. We had 2 teams that we were working with, and I think what we said was the team that does the best would get free pizza that night or something along those lines. Ended up doing 45 appointments over the next 3 days. People definitely made good money in that pay period. Celebrating success.
We're going to kind of run right through these due to time. Celebrating small wins. This is us taking out one of our teammates, John, when he went officer. We went to take him out to dinner. And then Jonko and Cassie, who are our newest vice president and senior vice president, we also took them out to dinner for their title advancements. Next,
some of the bigger wins. So we like to take individuals out for the great work that they do. But sometimes you throw a big contest. So we had a production goal and we said, you know what? Anyone that can hit this production goal will buy you a free ticket to Disneyland. How many of you guys like to go to Disneyland, right? It's happiest place on earth. So many people did it. We ended up paying for over 12, 13 people to go to Disneyland. Costed a good amount of money, but it produced enough volume where at the end of it, we were able to go the title of president. So it ended up becoming a win-win for everybody. We had a lot of fun at Disneyland as well.
These are some of our other events. This is one with Fern's group that we went and took the team rock climbing. We also took the team, we go to the beach a lot as for one of our events. That's something that we run for. We really like to go there. And then I know Duke talked about going to Universal Studios. This is one of our Team Lead bonus events that we just did a couple weeks ago.
So I know that I might sound like a broken record here, but to leave you guys with some closing thoughts, the team has to feel like they're in this business not just to make money. I really believe that personal development is the absolute cornerstone of this business. People need to feel like they're growing, they're developing, they're changing, they're becoming more in their life. And why would someone quit if they feel like they're becoming a better person? If they feel like they're getting closer towards their goals or their skill sets are growing. So I really believe personal development is a huge cornerstone. So 3 things that we're gonna leave you guys with. Always remember, when people feel good, they do good. So our duty as uplines is to make sure that our team is feeling good when they're building the business. We want to celebrate progress, not perfection. How many of you guys have ever done something so little in your mind, but someone recognized you big time for it, so it made you want to do even more? You guys ever experienced that before? So you want to celebrate small steps in progress, and last but not least, don't be an upline, be a mentor. I want to leave you guys with a visual of that last one. I thought this was so powerful. When I saw this, I saved it. I thought, man, this is such a strong visual here. What we are, what we want to be, leap of faith, make the jump. But if you guys notice, this gentleman up here is by himself. He doesn't have a mentor. So he's kind of, he's trying to go through life on his own. But when you have a mentor, our duty as uplines is to bridge that gap. When we have the focus to help people better their lives, it's no longer a leap of faith, it's more of a walk of trust, in my opinion. Because now they have help, they have support. And our job is to extend our reach as long as possible so we can help people to become better people, which in turn grows their business, their success, and betters their lifestyle. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.